Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
I push that weight to get that dough, but I don't break cause I've been broke. If ain't no pain, then ain't no growth. To keep it 100, I came in to run it and bet if I had to, I'd do it again. It ain't no race if I don't win. I push that weight to get that dough, but I don't break cause I've been broke. If ain't no pain, then ain't no growth. To keep it 100, I came in to run it and bet if I had to, I'd do it again. It ain't no race if I don't win. Trust I'm coming up for that top spot, coming up for that throne. Trust I'm coming up for that drop top, coupe sitting on.
Hey, what's good, Grind Alliance? Welcome back to another episode of The Grind, where we talk about all things wrestling here on the Sertoba Media Network. And before we get into what we have for you all today, I want to encourage you all, follow Sertoba Media on all social media platforms, SIRTOBA Media on all social media platforms. And you can follow The Grind at The Grind Media 19 on specific social media platforms, which will be available for you all to see at the end of today's episode. So without further ado, let's see what we have for episode 6. Recently, it was revealed by Nick Aldis on SmackDown that it will be a new first time ever mid-card championship for the women's main roster. And that championship is the Women's United States Championship. Now, the United States Championship in general, which is for the men's side, started out years and years ago. If I remember, it's back in the 70s. Harley Race being the first one to hold it, and then going through multiple levels of wrestlers throughout the years. And when I was looking at the list of previous champions, there's a lot of Hall of Famers, maybe not at the time that they held a championship, but a lot of Hall of Famers that held that championship throughout the years. You look at people like Eddie Guerrero, Barry Windham, Steve Austin before he was known as Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rey Mysterio. I mean, it's so many others that has held this title throughout the years that has help mold it into the championship that we see today. Now, will we say that, United States Championship maybe is more known than the Intercontinental Championship? That's debatable. But what I can say is that the United States Championship grants a lot of opportunity for those who are seeking to hold gold and be able to prove themselves. And when I was reflecting on this subject, I can't really think of anybody that really stands out to me. People that really just resemble what the United States Championship is all about. Like when you think of the Intercontinental Championship, you could think of people immediately right off the bat. You look at someone like, that doesn't really get a lot of credit. The Miz, a multi-time champion, but when he held it, he had high prestige in it. You look at someone like Gunther and the recent reign that he had over 300 days with it, and what he was able to do to elevate the status of that title. That is what you think of, people like that when you think of the Intercontinental Championship. But when you think about the U.S. title, not a whole lot really just makes you feel like, who's synonymous with it? But that is the beauty of this women's championship. So we're going to get into the bracket. They just recently dropped the bracket and already had the first match. I know. For this, and by the time you see this, it's going to be the second match is already going to go down too. So it is what it is. But the first match, it was a bracket for the Women's United States Championship to determine the first ever Women's United States Championship winner. And I believe wholeheartedly, I want to get this out the way before I go through the bracket, that it deserves to go to someone who has not held a title before.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Now hear me out. The person that holds this title needs to be a workhorse. Yeet! The women need a workhorse championship. Somebody that is there week to week, there every single second, loves, eats, breathes, sleeps wrestling. Yeet! someone who doesn't mind doing the matches that might be a little more difficult, or the matches that you don't really see women in. Yeet. The United States Championship for the women needs to be elevated from the start. Yeet. We did not do a great job of that, WWE, when the women's tag team championships came out. So we have to be solely focused on how we can elevate this championship from the start. And I firmly believe that you elevate this championship by making sure that this is known as the Women's Workhorse Championship, the one that is going to work harder than anyone else. So when I was thinking this over before the bracket came out, I was having a hard time really making a selection as to who I think deserves to be that first champion, the first holder of that title. So let's get into the tournament and let's see who I think will come out on top. So the first match, which has already aired, was Bayley, B-Fab, and Candice LeRae. Now, I want to make sure I highlight this. Candice LeRae is a great wrestler. She has been known as a great wrestler for years, but has not been granted a great opportunity. Now, sad to see Indy Hartwell go. I feel like they could have reincarnated the Way a little bit on the main roster. But this is Candice LeRae's time. Candice LeRae can actually prove herself. And I don't know if the Poison Pixie is going to be a character that gets over with fans, but she needs to figure out a way to get over with fans. It's got to be one of the two ways. It's got to be a great character, or she's got to figure out a move set in that ring that is going to, without point intended, so Ruka, snatch the souls of those people in attendance and those watching around the world. But the person I want to get to, we already know about Bayley and her accolades and stuff. She's amazing. B-Fab. Now, B-Fab in that match, oh my gosh, she showed out. And you can tell that from when she first initially started getting into matches with Hit Row back in the day up to now, that she has been working very hard at improving. And I want to make sure that I give her her flowers here for just a second. She showed up. She showed power. She showed presence. She showed aura. Her entrance is fire. And the fact that it's her, that's rapping her own entrance, which, doesn't surprise me. But the fact that she was able to get a really good track that fits her character, like she wants to be fabulous, kind of sort of like, I don't want to say Carmella a little bit. I don't know. But I think she has a connection, right? She's starting to build a connection. Like, she's like, all right, I'm on my way. She's like on that dial up. Y'all know how AOL was when we were like, trying to connect to the internet. I think she's trying to connect with the fans right now on her own. It's great that she's been partnered with the Street Profits and been able to speak on the behalf of the Street Profits, but B-Fab need to get in there and prove it on her own. And I can't wait to see what happens with B-Fab because, she showed out in that one match. She did what she had to do, presentation-wise. They did a great job with that. What are we going to do next with B-Fab? If she's able to continue to elevate and connect, I have no regards or negative thoughts towards her becoming a champion soon in WWE. So B-Fab, shout out to you and your performance. But as we all know already, Bayley won triple threat match 1 of this tournament. All right, the next match on here, we have Jade Cargill, Michin, and Piper Niven. And this one's a little rough because, Piper Niven has great skills and moveset and years of experience at her role. Jade Cargill, is Jade Cargill. She's a star. She has aura. She has presence. She's already, elevating to where she needs to be. But Michin recently has been on fire. The match she's had in a feud she's had with Jada Parker, the trash match she had with Chelsea Green, the matches she's had with Nia. I mean, Michin is showing us that she is a great and talented wrestler. But what does her character come across as? She has us connected as a wrestler, but Michin, what's next? Michin, to me, though, because of the fact that she has gotten over by her wrestling abilities, is a definition of a workhorse. This woman has been showing up and showing out each time she's on TV. Hardcore matches, you name it, she's done it. And she showed out, whether it's making her opponent look great or coming up victorious. Michin looks like she deserves an opportunity, in my opinion. And I am going to vote that Michin gets the win in this triple threat match. Next, we have Blair Davenport, Bianca Belair, and Chelsea Green.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Do not tag Samantha in this. Do not tag Samantha in this. Don't do it. Please. No. I did terrible. It was horrific. Don't do it again, Korrey. Matter of fact, Korrey, I'm going to put myself in here. I need to get in there for that. I need to get in there for that.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
But anyways, so let's get back into it. So Bianca Belair, we know what she is. We know what she's accomplished. We know what she's done in WWE. It is unmatched what she has been able to do over her career so far. Blair Davenport is still trying to find her way. She's on TV for a second, then she's off. Then she's on TV, and then she's off. We got to figure out what we want to do with Blair Davenport here. Blair Davenport comes from, New Japan. She used to date Will Ospreay, if I remember correctly. And she has a very similar look and presence as Ospreay, but she has to figure out her own style and her own way in that ring. Blair Davenport right now for me is just too up and down. Bianca Belair is established and she's a women's tag team champion. Therefore, I feel as if, and well deserved, by the way, because Chelsea Green is freaking hilarious. Her character development over time as this kind of Karen-like character. Oh, chef's kiss, man. It is amazing. And she has gotten over with the fans. That Money in the Bank ladder match in Canada, oh my goodness, the reception for her, the bump that she took, and the consistency at which Chelsea Green has shown up is the definition of a workhorse. So I am choosing Chelsea Green to be the winner of this match. All right. And the next match that we have Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Elektra Lopez. Let's get this out of the way. I have not seen enough Elektra Lopez. Elektra Lopez has not done anything for me yet. Let's get her out of here. So we're going to look at Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. The only reason why I feel as if Tiffany Stratton is not going to win this match is because she is the current Money in the Bank contract winner. And I think they're trying to do something big with her when she finally cashes in. Tiffany Stratton is going to be a world champion without question. It's just a matter of when. And I could see a certain time of the year where she could become a world champion. Beginning of the year. But Tiffany Stratton, has that Money in the Bank contract. She really, it'll be great, but she don't really need this win. I think Naomi deserves this opportunity. And once again, staying with the trend, you are looking at a workhorse. She proved herself in TNA by becoming a TNA Knockouts world champion and showing up each and every week on there, fighting their best champions or their best women on the roster, on their roster, and improving her wrestling skills. So I think Naomi will get the win in this triple threat, which is going to set up the final four. So the final four, we are looking at Bayley versus Chelsea Green and Michin versus Naomi. So Bayley against Chelsea Green. Piper Niven has been on the side with Chelsea Green for a while. I think Chelsea Green finds some way to get a monumental win over a world champion. I think just as much as Bayley cared about the women's tag team championship coming in and being developed, I think she cares just as much as this single title being able to come in and being developed, and people who deserve it be able to have an opportunity to carry it. She's done a lot over her career, and I don't feel like she's at that point where she feels like, I think she wants to be a champion. Don't get me wrong. I think she desires to be a champion, but I think she's at a great enough place in her career where she can see others succeed and still be happy. So I think Chelsea Green gets the win in this match. Now, on the other side, we have Michin versus Naomi. And this one is kind of tough for me because I feel like both of these women are outstanding in their own right. Both of these women are workhorses. They're going to go to town with each other in a match that should be very fast paced, high flying. And to that extent, it's hard for me to choose. I think that we see Michin get the win over Naomi in this match. I think that Michin has deserved a title opportunity, as she will get that at Saturday's main event. So when Saturday's main event debuts and when the actual inaugural Women's United States Champion is crowned, I think we will have Chelsea Green versus Michin in a rematch from that dumpster match they had a few weeks ago. And I believe it'll be a great match. But in the end, I think it is Chelsea Green's time. I think that it's very ironic that she's Canadian, and that she will win the U.S. Championship. I think that she has deserved it. She has earned it with the fans. She has earned it with the time put into her character and how she is able to work in the ring. Chelsea Green is reliable. She's going to show up every single week and bring that funniness, that great moment, that great segment, etc. Chelsea Green deserves to be the first ever Women's United States Championship. And I think that by her winning this, it can only elevate her to the next level. Now, I still think that you could keep her as the caring character that she is. But it doesn't mean that she doesn't have to be a fighting champion. Now, it probably makes more sense to put it on Michin because Michin is a fighting champion. You want it to be a workhorse title. Michin gonna show up without the shenanigans, she gonna show up every single week and put that title on the line. I can't wait to see some open challenges for the Women's United States Championship. But I feel as if with the connection of the fans matters. And what the fans want matter. And I think out of everyone in this field, Chelsea Green deserves that title opportunity the most. So there you have it. Throughout this tournament, Chelsea Green will become the new Women's United States champion. Book it. Write it down. Chico. All right. So with that being said, this is today's episode of The Grind. All right. Share down below. Who do you think is going to win throughout the brackets for the United States Championship, the Women's United States Championship, excuse me. Who do you think will become the first ever Women's United States Champion? I'd love to hear from you. And while you're in that comment section, take a moment to share with me any feedback that you have. Anything that you would like to see, anything that you want to hear, whatever you want. Share some feedback with me. I greatly appreciate it. I welcome it. Feedback is a gift. I appreciate you all hanging with me once again for another week of The Grind. I have been enjoying this, and I appreciate you all being along with this journey. Once again, take a moment, hit that follow button, subscribe to Sertoba Media. Do the same thing for The Grind Media 19. Thank you all for joining me as always. And always remember what you do, remember why do you do, and stay true to you. See you all in the next episode. Enjoy your day. I